Hey everyone, how is it going? So today we are looking at the Giuoco Piano. Hightail, you requested this, so this one's for you and only you. As always, if there's anything you want to see, just ping it down in the comments below and I'll try my best to cover it. And yeah, let's just jump right in. So the Giuoco Piano, it's a variation of the Italian game, so it's your kind of e4, e5 opening, getting your horsey out on the f3, just attacking the pawn, trying to get some centre control, and then doing likewise with the horsey on the c6. And yeah, going for the Italian game, where we bring out the bishop to the c4. If we went for the c5, that would be the Roy Lopez, but we're going for the Italian, so just plonk it right here. And the Giuoco Piano is when they get their bishop and bring it here to the c5. And here we have it. So you can probably see, this is quite a, centre control heavy game. Black's going to be having plans of trying to push forward that pawn to the d5 there, and we're going to be having plans likewise to get it to the d4. Now, the problem is that d4 square is pretty heavily guarded, so we need to be adding something else to the mix before we can push that forwards. And most natural looking move for that is to get the pawn and push it forward to the c3, allowing us to thrust right ahead into there. Now, the most common move and the best move for black is for them to get out their horsey to here to the f6, trying to attack this pawn here, and we have, you have a couple of choices. You could push forward the pawn to, to the d3 just to try and defend it here. That's actually what Stockfish prefers, but I much prefer just going with our initial plan and just pushing forward straight there to the d4. Because we're now attacking the bishop, he's forced to take, we take back, and he can't capture at the moment, so the most common move by far you're going to see is the bishop coming down here and putting us in check. And that leaves us with a couple of choices. We can either block with the bishop, or we can block with the horsey. Now, there is quite a fun line when, if he takes there, we push forwards the pawn to the e5, and we'll have a little look at that in a bit. But for the time being, we will just stick at looking what to do in this position, just because it's by far the more common one. So we'll start by looking at if you defend with the bishop, because this is quite a crazy line that I really enjoy. Obviously they can just take straight away, but it makes more sense for them to come down and take that pawn. So then they have these two kind of double teaming this bishop there. The bishop I would recommend just coming across and capturing. And the best move, and the most common thing you're going to see, is for them to come down and take it. We've just gone and done a bit of an exchange there. Now, it looks like we're in a bit of a weird position. We have both these horses just kind of coming out, staring us down a bit. And this is where the line gets pretty fun. What I'd recommend doing, grab your bishop and go for the check. Sacrifice the bishop, because then we can just slide across here to the b3, put him in check. Now, best move for him would be really to move back to here. You could move back to the f8, but, we're just going to take, put him in check, and if he comes and defends, then we just do the exchange. Like so. And we're left in this kind of position, and from here, like I say, it's pretty even position. So yeah, I would just castle off to the king's side there, start getting your rook into play, and yeah, like I say, it's very, very even position from here. It's a really fun line doing those, that sacrifice. Something that you may see them do is to just try and block with the pawn, but it's, you can see analysis bar just whoop, has just jumped right up. We're in a much better position from here. We have loads of options. His king's just kind of floating around there, his rook's just kind of stuck there. We can just castle off to safety, get our little rook out anytime that we want. We've got the queen out, we're much better developed, and we're just in for a much better time from there. And yeah, I just thought it was something to be aware of, because it is something that you see relatively often. Now, next we'll have a little look at bringing the horse and defending just here on the c3. There is a line where you can defend here on the d2. I'm not a huge fan of it, and unless you play it right, you're just going to end up losing this pawn with nothing to show for it, and you're just a pawn down and in a worse position, so I'm not going to bother covering that. We'll just go with this, which is a very, very common move to the c3. Now, two ways that black can go about this. They can either capture with the bishop, or they can capture with the horsey. We'll start by looking at the horsey first. So they come down, and as you can see, we have both of these guys attacking our horse. Oh no. And what they're looking at doing is being able to capture with the horse, trying to save the bishop there. Capture with the horse, they're wanting us to take back like so. They capture, and we would then be left in this pin, losing our rook there. Obviously, we're not going to let that happen. We're smarter than that. But let's have a little look at what we can do. So I would just castle off like so. Now, he has a choice. He can either take with horsey, or he can take with bishop. Bishop's the best move, but we'll start by looking at horsey. If he goes ahead and takes with the horse, so we can take, do the exchange like so, and yes, he's staring this down, but I wouldn't worry about that for the time being. I mean, like I say, we have a couple of choices from here, and there's a few fun ways that we can play it. We can either get the queen out, like so both of them are staring down here to get the check, sacrificing the rook, or alternatively, we can bring the bishop out to here on the a3, stopping this. Now, if he goes ahead and takes, you can see how much this has jumped up by, because we can just go ahead and put him in check, kind of force him to block. There's not really too many choices here. He obviously can't block with the queen, because we're just going to capture it straight away. He can't move to there because of this. All he can do is to try and block, like so. So let's just say he brings it back to here. He does that, and then we can just go ahead, put him in check. If he moves out of the way, we're just going to be like so. I mean, he can take with the queen, and then we just take back. Or if he moves to here, like so, then we can just go across, pop him in check again. Once again, completely protected. Force them to move out of the way. Just say he moves to here, like so, then we can just get the queen to the e1, force him to move. All he can do is the queen to here, and then we go up, checkmate. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Alternatively, another fun line is bringing the queen over to here, to the b3. You can see Stockfish not quite as big of a fan because they do have some things to block it. I mean, if they simply just, push down the d5, kind of blocks our plans. But you can see we're trying to attack this pawn. But a lot of time, they will just see that free rook and just go for it. And if they do, moo-ha-ha, they've fallen right into our trap. We pop them in check. He moves out the way. We can then bring up our bishop to the g5. Whoopsie daisy, what did I just do there? Bring up the bishop to the g5, attacking the queen. He has to respond, normally just by bringing the horse back, just to try and block it. And we are just in such a dominating position. Yes, we could just go and take that if we wanted to. I'll just leave it for now. Let's just pile on the pressure. Have the rook in play, both these attacking each other. And now if he tries to do something like brings down the d5, which is probably his best move, just to try and block off the queen from attacking this. That's absolutely fine. I mean, we can just bring it back like so. I mean, alternatively, he may go for the d6. But if he does that, I mean, we can either come up and attack like so with the rook. And he's very limited in his options right now. I mean, once we move this out of the way, we're just going to be taking... I mean, we could just push forwards, pop him in, check both ways he has to take, and then we just take back with the bishop. He could just take straight away, but either way, his queen is essentially fallen there. But yeah, there's a few fun choices for you to have a little try of. And we'll have a little look at what to do just if he does go ahead and captures with the bishop. Well, from here, I would push the pawn forwards to the d5, giving black a bit of a choice. Do they want to lose the bishop, or do they want to lose the horse? Normally, they'll want to try and save the bishop, just because early on, bishops tend to be a bit more powerful, and he's kind of, he's staring down this side, he can grab this pawn the second we move this bishop out of the way. He's going to grab that pawn, so it makes sense for him to try and hold on to it there. I wouldn't go right ahead and capture straight away. I would get your rook out and just move it across here to the e1. That way, we are attacking 1 and 2 of his little horses here. Now, obviously, he can't move this horse out the way because he is currently pinned. Makes more sense for him to move it back to here, just to get it nice and safe. Oh my god, what just happened there? There we are. So he's moved it back here to get it nice and safe. And we can just go up right ahead and capture like so. Stockfish, not a huge fan of this, but if you look at the spatial advantage that we have, we're not in a bad position at all. We're very developed. Black is just look at that, it's pretty much everything's just pretty much in its starting position. You can't move this out the way because of the pin. We have a lot of really good movement, we're already castled off, we should have a really good time from here. So just bringing it all the way back to this position here, the last one I want to have a little look at. Instead of going ahead and capturing like we did in the other examples, go ahead and push forward the pawn to the e5 here, directly attacking this. Now, there's a few things they can do. Yes, they can, you know, jump straight down like so, but the actual best move that's recommended by Stockfish is to push forward the d5, and that is actually the main line in this variation here, just directly attacking here. So what I would do is to just come across and go for the pin. Now, Stockfish kind of recommends bringing it back like so, but I think it's just a much more human move, just bringing it up to the b5, getting the pin on the go while still kind of attacking this. Now, like I say, because this is being attacked, needs to get it out the way, so normally you'll find he will come down here to the e4. And when he does that, just go right ahead and capture like so. Now, he shouldn't capture, he should move it out the way, because if he captures, he's just in for a whole world of hurt. Because, I mean, look at that, just... Woo! That's because all we have to do is just capture like so, pop him in check, he has to take, and then we're just a minor piece up. Happy days, we've just gone and won the game. So, like I say, correct move for him is to just move out of the way, like so, to b6. Now, from here, I would probably just get the horse out, just keep developing naturally, bring it out here to the c3, and, I mean, if he goes ahead and takes, that works out ideal for us. You can see it just jump up there, because we're just going to take back, and we have this really, really strong centre control here. So, yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic. However, more than likely, they're just going to do something a bit boring, like go ahead and castle, because that makes the most sense. And to be honest, now he's castled off and we no longer have the pin on the go, this is now a bit of a weakness, because we now have one, two kind of staring at it. We need to do something about it. So, I mean, yes, we've got this, but, I mean, I would just bring up your bishop like so. Stockfish prefers it, and I do tend to agree with it here. And from here, pretty even position. We should have an okay game, as long as it's played right. Like I say, we should have an alright time. No major advantages, no major disadvantages. Just very even-steven kind of game. Right, and there we have it. That was the Giuoco Piano. Hopefully that was helpful for everyone. And Hytale, yep, I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, as always, if there's anything you want to see, ping it down in the comments, I'll try to cover it. And if you like this kind of thing, please subscribe, it really helps the channel grow. Nearly at 500 subs. Woot woot. Right, I'll catch you guys later. Go off, have some fun and play some chess. Bye!